When you're a retail brand, you need to be making sure that every part of your business is operating at its absolute highest capacity during the holiday season. That includes your online store. And one of the best ways to do that is to set up an online concierge sales team to deal with only those customers. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can do that in time for this holiday season. The first thing you're going to want to decide on is the best team to get the job done. And because we're already so close to the holiday season and you need to stretch those resources out, you're going to need to use resources that already exist. Hiring externally just really isn't an option at this point. I really recommend, and I've seen this strategy work across a number of brands, promoting some members of your existing retail sales team, maybe some of the stars, to actually serve this online concierge role specifically during this time of the year. You don't even need to short staff your stores because you can have them serve this role while still really working from that store during their day to day. And the best part is they're already incentivized to make the sales happen because of the existing structure that's in place. The second thing you're going to want to do is define your ideal customer journeys. Because this is a new initiative, it's really important that you just take a moment to define the who, when, and how that you're going to engage with these customers. I've actually made a quick deck that I'm going to jump into and pull up on my screen here. So what I pulled up on my screen here quick is this exercise I usually go through with my clients that I call customer journey mapping, where we're really talking about some specific ideal customer journeys that we want to make sure happen in the context of what we're trying to do. So for the online concierge version, I have a couple examples here that you might find work really well for your brand, depending on, again, what you sell and, again, the context that you're operating in. So one example might be high online purchase. You can see here, we have a trigger that's going to kick off this journey. And then we have all of these different points along the line, as well as different context for what might be going on that might change this journey and put it off in a slightly different trajectory. So really, it's just defining this. You want to define this for the team that you're putting on this because it's a brand new initiative. So you want to make sure it's really clear what we're trying to accomplish here. Another example here would be like an online form submit. So customers submitting any form of online, maybe you have a styling quiz or you have a gift guide, prize registry, something, anything that the customer is engaging with the online website. The concierge team following up from that is a great journey you might want to set up. And then finally, if you have an online chat that maybe this concierge team is also operating within, then you can set up a customer journey and map that out from there. The important part is that you're defining these. You don't need to have a fancy graphic that shows it off. This could be just a Word document that sort of walks right through the steps, but you want to make sure the team knows the ideal journey that this customer is going to go through. Once you've defined these journeys, the next step is really just about setting this team up for success. So every single point along this journey, you can think of as like a workflow that you need to be preparing the team for. So if you want them to be sending this intro email about 2 days after an online purchase of $300 or more, what you need to make sure of is that you're giving the team a way to see those customers and be notified about them. And then also a way to send that email, a template that they should be sending. In some cases, you can even automate these workflows so that way it's just something that they need to know is happening at that step, but they don't need to worry about it being an added piece of their workflow. Can't work all the time, but some of the points along the way here, it's definitely something that you could do to try to set them up for success. But at the least, every single point should have a template created and a way to understand and track which customers need to be getting that message and where they're at in the journey. Finally, the last step, and I always say the most important step, is you need to be making sure that you're clearly defining what the goal is and then putting that goal somewhere that everybody can track it, somewhere that everybody that's on this concierge team can see the goal that we are chasing, and we know how that goal gets affected by our different actions. Because without a clear goal, I'll say it time and time again on these videos, you just won't ever know if you're actually making traction and if this initiative is working. You need that goal to make sure this initiative isn't just a project that we're checking off as being completed, but is actually making progress towards the end goal of the company. That's it. It is really, really easy to set this team up, especially if you are already an existing Endear user. You could set this team up and have this process ready to go within 1 day's time. If you're not an Endear user, there is still time. All of the platforms out there, including Endear these days, are built to be set up in, as little as a week. And if they're not, there's one out there that is. So I encourage you to check out Endear, check out some of our competitors, but find a platform and find a system that works, because what's important is that you're getting the absolute most out of every single e-commerce visitor and store visitor during this time of the year. And the way to do that is with your resources that you have, using that sales team and putting them in places to help customers navigate your customer journey and navigate your different products and selections and different promotions that you're offering during the holidays. If you give this a shot at your brand, please let us know about it. You could DM me directly on LinkedIn. You could also comment down below this video. If you enjoy these videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We try to regularly put out different workflows and different content that we find working across, the hundreds of clients that we're working with. So subscribe, like this video, and we will see you next time.